Someone give me some number that they got for the circumference diameter ratio. What do you get, Jack? Take your headphone out, please, Jack. Okay. What do you get for your average circumference diameter ratio? After you did 9 or 10 of them.
3.06.
3.06. Okay. What do you guys get? Yeah, no, for your overall average. When you added them all up and divided by how many you got. What do you get? Did you do that? How many do you, what do you get, Ben?
You got 3.34.
3.34. What do you get? What do you get, Evelyn? Sorry. Or Ashley, go ahead. Wait, sorry. Evelyn, go ahead. I'm looking. Elise, Evelyn, Ashley. Okay.
We didn't average it either.
Yeah, what do you get? Ashley, what do you get?
I'm totaling them up right now.
Oh, you're totaling them up right now. Elise, what do you get?
3.12.
Ooh, 3.12. Okay. Uh-oh, it's doing that weird thing again. 3.12. Who else wants to give me? What do you get, Jackson?
I got
3.10. Okay. Oh, my thing. Okay, so what number should that number be, Ryan?
3.1.
Yeah, if you did it out and you did it super accurately, you would get this number 3.14, about 3.14159. Keep going. And some of you, I know Mr. Lemke made you memorize digits of pi, or some of you guys do that. But anyway, this number is equal to pi, right? Pi is an irrational number. Irrational? What does irrational number mean? What does irrational mean? It doesn't stop, goes on forever. Ian, you need to be paying attention and taking some notes down. Could you put your chair down, just because I keep thinking someone's raising their hand back there. Okay. Yes, we're good. So we're going to kind of move on. You're going to take some notes. We're going to fill in a couple conjectures. Not a lot of notes, don't worry. So so you get this idea that that pi, what we just discovered. So if you take any circular object and you divide it by the diameter, you're going to get that number pi. For any circular object, that number is pi. And pi, that number is only as accurate as you can measure, right? So if you have like super precise instruments to measure with, you can get closer and closer to the actual value of pi. Sometimes they approximate pi as, so pi, it's equal to the ratio of the circumference to the diameter. Sometimes, which is about equal to 3.14159. In some books they use 22/7 as a pretty good approximation of pi, but in no means is that exactly the value of pi, okay? But it's about 3.14159, and usually we use 3.14 if we're gonna like round something off to pi, okay? So, or round off an answer using pi. And pi comes up all over the place, every mathematics from this class, from basic algebra up through, use it a ton in trigonometry, the whole unit circle, which you'll learn a little bit about next year, and more the following year, is all based on pi. Calculus has pi's all over the place. Ryan, put your toy away, please. Okay? And so another way to write this, if I multiply through by d, I get that the circumference is equal to pi times diameter, right? Have you seen that before? How many of you have seen that before? I know you've seen that before. Who can tell me another way to find the circumference? What's another formula for circumference? 2 pi r, okay? Because the diameter, right? Diameter is equal to 2 radiuses, right? So if you substitute in there 2r for d, usually they put the 2 first and then the pi and then the r. So this is a form, all three of these are equivalent forms of the formula for finding circumference, diameters, radii, and all that kind of stuff, and you should know that, okay? So we'll do a couple problems, and then I'm going to give you time to work, and then after you're working a little bit, I'll talk about the, we'll do an example of a word problem, because there's 2 sections here, and the second section is word problems, okay? So if they say given the circumference of a circle, given a circumference circumference. I'm not very good at spelling. Circumference, that's a big long word, isn't it? Circumference, I spelled it right. Of a circle is 10 pi. Find the diameter and radius. What is it? What's the diameter? No? Yes? So, that's right, diameter is 10. So you can just look at it and say, oh, the diameter is 10, or you can say circumference is equal to 10 pi, right? And that's equal to pi times d, yes? Okay? And I can divide both sides by pi, right? Divide by pi, which I'm allowed to do, and I get diameter is equal to 10. If the diameter is equal to 10, what's the radius? 5, right? R equals half of that, which is equal to 5. So that's one type of problem you're going to see. All right? What if they say something like the circumference, or circumference, circumference, I'm going to abbreviate, of a circle is 37 meters. Okay? Approximate, find the radius to the nearest 10. How would I do that? Find the radius to the nearest 10. Go ahead, Ryan.
So you could divide
What?
37 by 2 pi.
Yeah, set up an equation, okay? So you know that circumference is equal to 2 pi r, right? You're right, but I just want to get into the habit of setting up an equation. That way you're not just kind of guessing and checking. You won't get confused. So you put 37 over here. You'll put 2 pi over here. And then you just divide both sides by 2 pi, right? So got to be a little careful if you're using your calculator. Let me get a calculator. Calculator, where's my calculator? Where's that calculator? I have a good calculator. Let me find it. This one, okay? I want to bring this up so you can see common errors on a calculator that you might make. Come on, buddy. All right. So, first of all, what view am I in? Classic? What's classic? Can I do that? Classic. Okay. I'm not sure what classic is, but okay, so second quit. And so I'm going to go 37. You got to be careful. Divided by, if I'm dividing by 2 pi, I have to put the 2 and the pi in parentheses. Otherwise, it's going to divide by 2, and then it's going to multiply by pi. Because if you just put divided by 2 pi, it's going to divide 37 by 2, and then it's going to follow the order of operation to the next thing, which is multiplying by pi, right? So you have to, in parentheses, if you want to divide by 2 pi, you have to go like that, 2. And then most of your calculators nowadays have a pi button, which goes to several decimal places, right? So rather than put in 3.14, if you have a pi button, use the pi button because it's much more accurate, right? And then you just go like that, 37 divided by 2 pi, and it's about 5.8, and to the nearest tenth, where'd my sheet go? To the nearest tenth, that would be, what would that be? The nearest tenth, 37 divided, what did I say, what did I say it was?
5.8.
5.88, right? So to the nearest tenth, that'd be 5.9 meters. Ian, go move your seat back to where you were, please. Thank you. All right. Okay. So that's the way that works. Okay. Then the next thing you're going to see is something like this. If the circumference, if the, not the circumference, if the radius of a circle is 9 inches, find the, good, that's a word, find the circumference to the nearest tenth, to find the circumference exactly first, and to the nearest tenth, okay? So when they say exactly, okay, that means in terms of pi, okay? In terms of pi, okay? So 9, so I'm going to use circumference is equal to 2 pi r, and I'm just going to plug in 9 in there, okay? So in terms of pi, how many pi, what would that be if I leave the pi in the answer? What's 2 times 9? 18, right? So you have 2 pi times 9, which is equal to 18 pi inches, okay? That's what it means by in terms of pi. You leave the pi in there. You don't multiply it together. That's an exact answer. Because pi is irrational. If you leave it just in terms of pi, you're not rounding anything off, right? It's like 3.14 about times that. But exactly, it's called 18 pi. So then if I say to the nearest tenth, that's where I take my calculator, and I go 18, right, pi. You could just hit the pi symbol, and then you hit enter, and it gives you this, okay, 56.54. So that is approximately 56.5 inches. Questions about that? Easy enough? So it's really important that you know the difference when they say leave it your answer in exact form, or in terms of pi, it means leave the pi in there. If they say round out to the nearest tenth, then you go ahead and use the pi button and you figure out what it is. Okay? So right now you can just start on, I was trying to figure out how to do that with GeoGebra, and I almost did, but I figured out how to find the circumference and the diameter, but I couldn't figure out how to divide. Anyone wants to try to figure that out and thinks they're a GeoGebra expert and wants to divide the circumference by the diameter of a circle, you can show me, because I was working on it for like an hour last night, looking up all these videos, and I couldn't figure it out. Okay, so in any case, your homework is, what is your homework? Do you know what your homework is? You can start on it, let's see, it says on Schoology, right? What is it? Who wants to tell me what Schoology says? Page something or other, right? Page, let's look it up. Where's my, I'll find it, hold on. Schoology, Schoology. Where's my Schoology? Schoology. Where's my Schoology? There it is. Oh, did I not put it there? Is it not on there? Oh, I have to put the assignment. It's on this assignment sheet, right? So if you get this, yes? Post the what?
The odd answers.
They're there. The odd answers of chapter 6?
Yeah, they're on you have to go back to the semester folder.
Oh, you do? Oh, they're down here?
Yeah, I know you.
Oh, yeah, because down here, it's in odd answers chapter 1 through 6. It's in the semester 1 folder. Okay? I can move that. I'll move that to, all right? So, what is your homework? Let me pause this silly thing. Where is it? Let's record. So your homework for today is this stuff, okay? Place, capture, new page. So page 337, 1 through 12, that's what you're going to work on first. And then, what do we have? Like, what time do we get out? 10 after? Okay. So in about 20 minutes, I'm going to do one example of a word problem. That chapter, page 342, is like word problems. So I'm going to do one example of word problem, then you can work on some of those. Okay. So that's what it is.